Xander Bogarts is 14 for 29. Since returning, Padres all over the Nats today in D.C. 12-3. Jackson Merrill in a homecoming, 4 hits. Matt Waldron really good after the first inning. I mean, everyone got involved. Padres have won 4 straight. I think Jim might even say they are hot right now. 4 games over 500, 4 games until the trade deadline is here on July 30th. So they've got the series finale against the Nats on Thursday at 9 a.m. Then they have the series in Baltimore against the O's. We've got you covered here. We'll talk about today in D.C. We'll look ahead to the trade deadline. There's some really interesting quotes that Kevin has in the UT that we're going to react to as well from Jackson Merrill here tonight. But the Padres, again, win big, 12-3. So as you make your way in, as we always tell you, please subscribe. We're pushing 6,600 subscribers. We'd love to get there by the trade deadline. Please subscribe if you are here. Smash the like button for us. You can follow us on X at John Schaefer, at Jim Russell SD. Thank you for your support of the channel with the super chats. We do appreciate those. We'll get to every single super chat. Click the $ below the chat box. If you want to become a member, get custom emojis and badges, you can click the join button down below. This was a laugher, Jim. I didn't expect it to be. We were watching early. Matt Waldron allows a home run the first, part of a 3-run inning for the Nats, and then all Padres, it was comical. The Nats using a position player late was comical. What Jackson Merrill said post-game was comical. And the Padres have made the Nats look silly in this season series.
They have owned the Washington Nationals this year.
Owned, man.
5-0 so far. Chance to go 6-0, full sweep, full season sweep of them tomorrow. And it's about damn time they take advantage of a not so good team and just whoop their ass. It's been a while since you look at season series and go, oh, wow, they went 6-0 versus the Nationals this year. Because a lot of times it's, oh, they went 1-5 versus the Nationals this year. And they went, 2-4 versus the Marlins. And this, it's like, awesome. Padres have a chance to go a season sweep against the Nationals. And for whatever reason, the Nationals have brought out the best in the Padres. I would bet a lot that this team still uses what happened in San Diego as motivation. They might not say it, but you read Jackson Merrill's quotes tonight, you're like, okay, they still hate the Nationals. It's pretty confirmed there.
Let's read that real quick. So Kevin AC has this quote from Jackson Merrill tonight in the UT in the post-game recap. I mean, this is an amazing quote, and it's very Jackson Merrill. If you've listened to him or seen some of his quotes, he says, I don't even want to talk about the offense because we know what that is. I want to talk about Waldron shutting the door right in their face.
Yeah.
That was the key. He took the life out of them the whole rest of the game. This is Jackson Merrill tonight to Kevin AC. In the Union Tribune, Merrill backing it up. He finished, a homer, shy of a cycle, but had 4 hits. Xander Bogaerts, 4 hits. I mean, Merrill was slumping a bit before this series against the Nats. And, I mean, everything's working right now. Everything's great. Their starting pitching's been great. The offense is coming back to life. 7 runs the other day, 12 runs today. 4-1, Jim, on this critical trip, this 9-game trip. They were like, man, just keep your head afloat, stay above water, go 4-5 or better. They could go 6-3 or better, depending on what happens over the next 4 days.
Yeah, all up and down the lineup. Arise, 2 hits again today, 2 RBIs. Profar with the home run. Bogarts just continues to get hits. 4 for 4 tonight. On base 5 times. Machado had 2 hits tonight. Cronenworth even had a single in there. 2 RBIs. Even Jake. Hassan Kim went over 3, but he scored 3 times, walked twice. Yeah, and I believe he may have gotten hit. How did he get on the base the other time?
Maybe a walk. Maybe
he only walked twice.
Maybe a fielder's choice.
Fielder's choice, yeah, probably. Jackson Merrill goes 4 for 5, home run away from the cycle. And then Higgy goes 3 for 5 with 3 RBIs, a 2-run homer in there. And Bryce Johnson even gets a hit tonight, John. You know it's a good night when Bryce Johnson gets a hit.
And had a squeeze bunt. Here's the thing. This was a laugher. But truth be told, there was one big offensive moment, and it was in the 2nd inning with 2 outs. And it was Luis Arise. Because Luis Arise, I think, goes the other way with men at second and third and 2 outs. That makes it 3-2. Now the next batter jerks and Profar homers, and boom, you're up 4-3. I'm not saying if Arise flies out there, you don't win, because they had a ton of offense in this game. They would have won 5-3. But I don't think you get in a 12-3 game without that Arise moment. I don't think you get into a game where you don't need to use your high leverage relievers. Man, you'll take it when you're able to beat someone by 8 or 9 runs and not have to use a closer and not have to use a setup guy. Like, it doesn't happen that often. If you look at the season, how many times are they beating someone by 9+ runs? It'll happen here or there. But to be at this point in the season where, it's just a luxury, I think, with their off days and coming off the All-Star game and knowing what they're going to have to accomplish late in the year. I mean, despite all this, Jim, the 4 straight wins, it's neck and neck. Look at this National League wild card. And again, I think they're in good position. They're in fair or fine position, but some teams are playing well. Pittsburgh's one of them. We've seen St. Louis and New York have played well, relatively speaking, over the last month or so. Arizona is there. So, I mean, they've played well, but they haven't created any separation as of yet. But they are playing well, and that is, what else can you ask of them? All they can control is what they do, and right now they're winning.
So, runners at second and third. There's 1 out. Bryce Johnson's up. He either pops up or grounds out. I think he might have grounded out. And then there's 2 outs. And you're right. That moment in the game, you're like, okay, am I going to be if Luis Rise doesn't come through here, then everyone's going to be pissed off at Bryce Johnson. Because that's a moment where you have runner at third, less than 2 outs, and you don't get him home. Unproductive out. And that hit by Rise, followed by the 2-run homer by Profar, completely changed the game. And then they follow that up with scoring 2 in the third.
That was the big sacrifice bunt inning.
Yeah, so they score 4 runs in the second thanks to Arise and Profar. They bailed out Bryce Johnson. And then they score 2 runs in the third. They score 5 runs in the fourth. I remember talking about on the radio, it said at that point in the second inning, that was their
35th inning this year of 4 runs or more, and then they had another, like you're referencing.
So now they're 36th inning in the fourth inning where they scored 4 runs or more.
It's the most in baseball.
That was all she wrote. Scored another run in the 5th there. Figured out how they scored that run. Maybe it was a Jackson Merrill RBI in there somewhere.
You want to know how they scored in the 5th?
Sure, what happened.
Well, you may recall
Jackson Merrill's triple.
Maybe. This is how they scored in the 5th. Manny Machado doubled.
Oh, yes. Profar got Bogey got a single, and then Manny got the double, and
it was 12-3.
There you go.
It was all she wrote. Yeah, I mean, the Nats are sellers because of the Padres. We talked about this today. I mean, if the Padres were 0-5 against the Nats and the Nats were 5-0 against the Padres, everything in the National League looks different. I mean, everything looks different for those 2 teams, but that's not the case. And by the way, the whole, this game got out of hand, or the Padres going to retaliate for 3 weeks ago. No, because why would you even do that? You're dominating this team. Why would you give them any reason to care about you tomorrow? You just got to win tomorrow now. I mean, this team's lifeless in Washington, and the Padres are throwing Dylan Cease, who's been unbelievable. His last 2 times out, you're playing at noon Eastern in front of no one. There'll be no one there unless it's I don't even know day, right? You can, who knows? Free White House tour day. Maybe they'll get people to go. I have no idea. Go see the pandas at the National Zoo. There'll be no one there. Maybe it'll be hot because it's why the hell they're playing at noon Eastern in Washington, D.C. in July? I have no idea. There'll be no one there. So go win the game behind Dylan Cease. Get to Baltimore. Enjoy your week-long stay in our nation's capital. 3 days in Washington, sweep them. 3 days in Baltimore, 40 miles up the road. Play well against them. Get the hell back here. The Dodgers will be here. We'll be past the trade deadline. I mean, this is unbelievable. I didn't envision. I wasn't thinking 6-3 trip. I really wasn't. When I saw Guardians and Orioles, I wasn't thinking a 6-3 trip. And now you go 2-2 from here on out, and you got a 6-3 trip.
6-3 trip was like the dream scenario. Everything went right. And that's in front of them for sure. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. If they take care of business tomorrow, they go to Baltimore. They face a tough Orioles team.
Very tough team.
And if they somehow manage to take a series from the Orioles, Look at a 7-2 trip.
So
Holy
7-2 trip. Now we're talking.
But can't get ahead of yourself. This
I know.
team, again, this team has been known to be playing exceptional baseball and then immediately fall flat on their face.
Like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, so great first 5 games of the trip. Great night tonight. Don't let up. Like you have your foot on their throat. Finish them. I know it's
them.
I know it's like kind of gruesome or whatever, but still,
Yeah.
like, don't go out tomorrow and have a clunker. Don't go out tomorrow and lose like 5-1. Like go out tomorrow, win, as Rich says in the chat, win like 7-2, or just just get out of there and put together another good game. Go to Baltimore and see if you can beat the best team in the American League at their place. Like, so
I think the Nats are willing to kind of quit on this series. You just got to make them do it. So that means score early, score a run early, and have Dylan Cease do what he's done, and you're fine. You jump out in front in this game tomorrow, and the Padres will win the game. Jared, thank you for the super chat. Thanks, guys, for being here. Please subscribe. A couple hundred people here live right now. We're approaching the trade deadline. The Padres have won 4 straight. Subscribe, and thank you for the super chats. We really do appreciate your support. Click the dollar sign below the chat box, like Jared, who is a member and a supporter. So thank you, Jared. He's predicting for Dylan Cease tomorrow, as he typically does. He says for Cease, 7 innings, 1 run, 4 hits, 1 walk, and then he followed up by saying, I forgot Cease will get 11 strikeouts. He's fully capable. He's gotten more swings and misses than anyone in baseball this year. He's pitching like among the best pitchers in baseball right now as we speak, based on what he's done his last couple of times.
2 hits in his last 2 starts combined.
13 innings for Dylan Cease, 2 hits allowed. I mean, this pitching staff has been so good. We haven't really touched on what Waldron did, because early on, Waldron allowed those 3 runs, but like he'll typically do, he just works deep into games and gives you chances to win. He got the win. He went 6 innings, allowed 3 runs, all of them in the first inning. Matt Waldron's 6-9, as if who cares, but he's 6-9 in the year. He's got a 3.64 ERA. He went 6 innings here today. But I'm with you, Jared. I think, me and Jim agree. Dylan Cease is fully capable of having a 10-plus strikeout game tomorrow and going 7 innings tomorrow for the Padres. This from Ishmael. Thank you, Ishmael. Appreciate you. He says, hey, guys, if AJ doesn't get reasonable pitching by the trade deadline, is it the end of AJ with the Padres, or all depends on making the postseason? No, I mean, it's not the end of AJ with the Padres, whatever happens at the trade deadline. The only end of AJ with the Padres is if they don't make the postseason in 2024. It's not contingent on what he does at the deadline. It's contingent on whether he makes the postseason or not, which is still up in the air, obviously.
By the way, Matt Waldron, since May 28th, John, he has had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 starts since May 28th. 10 of those starts have been 6 innings or more.
That's crazy.
So
what's his ERA since May 28th?
That's really good.
I'm sure.
His ERA since then, I don't have that in front of me, but last month in June, he had a 2.45 ERA. This month, a little higher, 3.96 ERA.
Okay.
But I'm just looking at the innings that he's giving this team. And yeah, since May 28th, 11 starts, 10 have been 6 or more innings pitched, which is all you can ask for out of your 3 or 4th starter. I would consider him like a 3 or a 4 on like a deep rotation, but definitely a 3 on this team. And
would be interesting. Like, where would he pitch? Where would he slot in a postseason?
Oh, wild card round. I think, John, you put him in the middle.
Yeah, I'm not pitching him game 3.
I'm either pitching. I'm probably going Cease, Waldron, King.
I agree. But I don't think I'd want Waldron.
I don't want to talk about it because it's a long ways away.
But I don't think I'd want Waldron pitching a decisive. I mean, I say that he's been so good. It's just kind of weird having a knuckleball pitcher pitching in a decisive game. But I guess it could be a decisive game if you're. Who the hell knows? But he'd be one of the 3 pitchers.
Yeah, or you just say F it, and we're going with their best. Go Cease King right off the bat. Try to win this thing in 2.
That too. No, you're right. That too. Murray, appreciate you, man. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you guys. Yeah, Patrick Corbin tomorrow. Crush them tomorrow. I mean, Patrick Corbin is there for the taking, obviously. So are the Nationals. Yeah, I mean, it sets up well. I mean, it absolutely sets up well. Cease Corbin, are you kidding me? That's a mismatch, is what it is. And you go 6-0 against anyone in the big leagues, and that's an amazing job. There's not a lot of teams this year that are sweeping season series against anyone in the same league. As in anything, anytime you play someone more than 3 times, if you're sweeping a season series, you've done work. So not happening every day with the Padres sweeping a season series. That's for
And how
sure.
many times have you looked up and said the Padres versus X team, which is a bad team, they go like 1-5 against in the regular season, and you're like, how'd they do that? And then when you look back at the season, you're like, well, you want to point to a reason why they didn't make the postseason or why they were this or that. It's like, well,
You're
look
right.
to the National Series or the Rockies series, and this year you can definitely say the opposite. Like, hey, they make the postseason, that Nationals going potentially 6-0 if they can finish it off tomorrow. Like, that's huge for them.
See, I completely agree, but it's so easy to play the other side of that coin because if they miss out by a game, we're like, they got swept by the Angels. They're the only team to lose a series at home to the Rockies all year. No team has lost a series to the Rockies in their home stadium this year other than the San Diego Padres. But again, when trend lines are good, I'm with you. But they just got to keep these trend lines good. I mean, I'm crossing my fingers. We've done this 10 times this year. They've had 10 nice weeks, and they've had 8 bad or average weeks. This has happened a lot. And that's how you get 4 games over 500, which is good. Like all of a sudden, like their winning percentage, I don't know what it is. It's not 500 anymore. I mean, being 4 games over, they're trending upwards. So hopefully they can continue.
It's 519, John.
519. I mean, if they can finish it off at 520, which is what they're playing, I'm assuming that's getting them to 84, 85 wins because they're 4 over now. 84 wins is 6 over. So that's where they're trending. They're trending for that 84.5 win regular season. They're capable of doing better than that based on what the 12-3 run looked good. This 4-1 stretch looked good. Now that 1-6 stretch was, crap before the All-Star break.
Yep.
That one, Homie's Garage, appreciate you, man. He says, I hope we don't trade DeVries, who's red hot right now in the minors, still 17 years of age. They're not going to, right? I mean, we kind of all agree here, Jim. They're not trading Leo DeVries. They're not trading Ethan Salas, right? Question mark, right?
Yeah, the only way that they trade Leo DeVries or Ethan Salas is if the trade is for Garrett Crochet. Right?
And even then, I'm not fully convinced they would do it. I'm not fully convinced.
Yeah, me neither.
If the White Sox said, we will trade you Garrett Crochet, you have to include one of these 2 players in the package. And, oh, by the way, we need much more. It's not DeVries for Crochet straight up. So it's DeVries and Snelling plus, whomever else.
Man, I can't wait to see what he does. I can't wait. I can't wait because
I'm with you.
You got a 48-hour window there where there's nothing going on for the Padres.
Right.
And all it is going to be as AJ Preller rumors. And it's very quiet, right?
Around baseball.
Very quiet. Like no rumors, no action, no nothing. We are in the calm before the potential storm. I don't know if it's going to be a crazy deadline. You could see a bunch of moves, but a bunch of moves for players you're like, huh? Like nothing of crazy significance. Like, holy shit, Max Scherzer and Trey Turner just got traded, or Juan Soto just got traded, or Pete Alonso, but Pete Alonso's not getting traded because the Mets are fully in it now, So it's Garrett Crochet. He's the top pitcher. He's the top player on the market. And that's pretty much kind of it right now is the blockbuster deals, right?
The starter for the Tigers, if he moves, Skubal, would be, I think, what we've heard from, who did we talk to yesterday? MLB Network Radio, not Dan Lang. Grant Paulson. I think Paulson would tell you, and I think actually Mike Farron would say the same thing, that would be a cut above Garrett Crochet because he's not going to have the same inning issues potentially in the second half of the year. And apparently if the Tigers do move him, they're going to get some type of haul, not a Juan Soto haul, but they would move him for a quote unquote haul. I don't know if it's going to take the same to get Crochet. I'm not. Here's the other question, Jim. We talked about this today on John and Jim. if you're playing well, do you rock the boat and
Here-
throw everything at a Crochet? Or do you say, you know what, we're playing well. Let's do it on the periphery, on the edges, and go get a really quality starter. Go get a really quality bullpen piece, and let's take our chances in the second half of the year. We've added, like you said, Kirby Yates, and I think Jack Flaherty might be a reach, truthfully, with other teams that need pitching. And I feel like teams will throw a lot at the elite pitching, and there's only a couple of guys out there. But let's just say that Flaherty and Kirby Yates, great. I think I'm signing up and I'm taking my chances, and those are some big wins for AJ Preller and the team probably at the deadline. And you didn't trade Leo DeVries, and you didn't get Garrett Crochet. So what?
How would they rock the boat, though?
Well, you're rocking the boat. Dude, you don't trade for Tariq Skubal or Garrett Crochet and not make wholesale change when you're doing that. Like the day
the
they
Major
traded
League
for Juan
Club?
Soto, it would impact the big league club, definitely.
How?
I mean, I could see that, just like, not saying it is the Soto trade, but when you think about the Soto trade, you start getting money involved here and you're trying to take money off the books to take money the other way. It's not going to
They
be a
don't cost
straight one
anything.
for one.
They don't
It's
cost
not going to
anything.
be a. What do you mean it doesn't cost anything?
Like, Garrett Crochet is not making $20 million a year.
True, but like
to me, it's a plug and play. It's organizationally rocking the boat with trading a guy that would be a top prospect and a potential cornerstone of your franchise down the road. But for the major league level, I don't think it impacts them at all.
It's easy to say that, but we don't necessarily know if that's the case or not. And like, it's not going to be some straight.
If they traded Hassan Kim or they traded Donovan Solano with another,
well, Donovan Solano's not rocking the boat either.
He's not rocking the boat. But my point is, like, you trade for Garrett Crochet, you're not trading any major league talent. You're trading a bunch of minor leaguers for him and your top prospect. And what you're doing is you're bringing him up and you're taking a roster spot from a guy in the bullpen who cares? And that's it. You're not doing anything to the major league roster.
Yeah, probably, I guess. But is that your only move? So we acquired Garrett Crochet for Leo DeVries and Robbie Snelling, and maybe, I don't know.
I would think
it's organizationally, to your point, it's organizationally rocking the boat, and you're also giving a GM that hasn't guaranteed, like, you can't guarantee the team's even in the postseason. You're allowing a GM to get rid of a 17-year-old that could be a 10-time All-Star or nothing. And then you're saying he's got to make the postseason. And if not, you have a different GM.
I think, one, the Garrett Crochet trade isn't going to happen. I would give it like a 1% chance right now. I'm not going to say 0. I'll give it a 1% chance of happening. But if that 1% chance does happen, John, I do think it won't just be for Garrett Crochet. No chance. I think AJ Preller will want to go big here. I think, hey, if we're going to go and get Garrett Crochet and we're already giving up this much prospect, capital for him, we need more. Hey, throw in a Steven Wilson, throw in or a Tommy Pham, or like, hey, do you really want Luis Robert Jr.? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
well, yeah, you're not throwing in Luis Robert.
But then, hey, here's another pitcher. Like I think if that 1% chance does happen that they go out and get Garrett Crochet, it's not going to be just for Garrett Crochet. No chance.
Well, then you just made my argument. So if they do that, they're going to rock the boat. They're going to say, you know what? Let's make wholesale major league changes to our roster because we're going to add Luis Robert and we're going to add Garrett Crochet and we're going to trade for Kirby Yates. And you know what?
No, they wouldn't. Because
in your 1%, they would.
Hear me out. The 1%. Say that. Okay. Say the ultimate blockbuster just happened. Holy shit! The Padres just traded for Garrett Crochet, Steven Wilson, and
Luis Robert
Jr.
Yeah.
Right? Holy shit! Oh my god.
Well, they need an outfielder, right?
Yeah. This is what they would do. Let me look at this. Let me look at this roster. Hold on. Okay. Garrett Crochet comes in. He takes over the place of,
well, the number 5 starter. So who cares?
Whoever the number 5, Logan Gillespie. Thanks. Great to be here.
Right. And you're going to tell me Luis Robert takes over for Bryce Johnson, and you're going to tell me that Steven Wilson takes over for the back of your bullpen.
Correct.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds good from the Padres' perspective, but I don't know if it's as simple as that, because I remember when they traded for Juan Soto and there were like 6 changes on the Major League roster and they're moving piece. And that wasn't because of what Soto made.
Well, because they traded for 3 position players, not in that trade, but they got Josh Bell, they got Brandon Drury, they got Juan Soto.
Right,
And they had to
but
make moves.
under the if you're going big theory,
Well, then rock the boat that year. They won 89 games went to the NLCS.
they rock the boat.
And oh, by the way, they rocked the boat that year because they had to get rid of Eric Hosmer contract. So that was a true rocking of the boat.
No, they actually didn't have to get rid of the Eric Hosmer contract.
They traded him
got rid of the Eric Hosmer contract and ate the money.
Well, yeah, because they need to get rid of the player, but still, that's rocking the boat. They're not doing that here. They're not saying, well, if we get X and X, we need to trade Ha-Seong Kim or,
Depends on if they take on salary. What you're saying makes sense because you're talking about guys that don't make a lot of money. But if all of a sudden you included Luis Robert in there, well, he makes money. So what do you do if you got to stay under the CBT?
It's not happening anyway. It's not happening.
Hold on. Let me get back to some of these supers. Guys, subscribe and thank you for the super chats. Click the $ below the chat box. Let's say about our title sponsor, Mark Nimitz, in a moment. Johnny Blaze, thank you for your membership. Thank you for the super. He says, hopefully Manny gets it going. Would be dope if he went to Baltimore and bowled out. He's had back-to-back multi-hit games. Again, he wasn't the big reason why they won either of the last 2 days, but he has had back-to-back multi-hit games. So I think that's encouraging. HBBV PPJJJ. I'm not even going to read this. I don't know what it means. And I'm not going to read it, but thank you for the super chat. Jared, appreciate you. Says Crochet and Robert Jr. 4. I mean, we just talked about this for 5 minutes, but appreciate the super. I mean, it's going to involve one of your top 2 prospects, obviously. The thing with Robert is he signed through 2025. It's a 6-year, $50 million deal. He's making something like $9 million per year, which isn't crazy money. But why would you take Luis Robert back? I mean, because of Tatis's injury, you're going to take on that salary, and then in 2025, you don't know if Profar's still here, so now you have Luis Robert in your outfield in 2025. Okay, I can walk my way through that, but
it's not happening though.
I don't see that. I really don't. I don't see that.
But I do think if they got Garrett Crochet, they would ask for like a Steven Wilson or someone in their bullpen.
Sure.
Like, hey, we need at least I need multiple guys here. Let's just get this done in one trade.
Murray, thank you. He says, can't watch the game, sleep in the daytime. Root for me, guys. We're rooting for you. We are rooting for you.
No doubt about it, Murray.
Is this just Jared throwing out some names here?
Probably. Yeah. I like Pete Fairbanks in the bullpen.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about some of these guys either in the wrap-up show or on John and Jim here recently. I mean, I read Jeff Passan's primer 2 days ago. I've read some other. I mean, there's a lot of stuff out there. There's been very little movement. It's hard to theorize. To your point, Jim, it's been quiet. Like you're not honing in on players. We talked about Garrett Crochet because everyone's been talking about it for 2 months. Mm-hmm. But even when we talked yesterday about Jack Flaherty, I mean, there's no one linking Jack Flaherty to the Padres. There's no one linking Kikuchi to the Padres. It's just, hey, you're getting 5 days out, and the Padres need starting pitching. So let's talk about 15 or 20 starting pitchers that are available that would maybe fit for San Diego. I think the fit has to do with the dollars owed. That's the number one fit. I think it's more about dollars than it is about like upside matters, obviously, but I think the dollars are a big part of it too.
They're a massive part of it because you have a finite amount of money here that you have to fit everything in. And the last thing you want to do is be like, okay, we need to get rid of a major league piece that's like playing every day or contributing to fit in the new guys. And I don't think they want to do that. I know that Donovan Solano little
we could talk
nugget
about that.
Came out today from Bryce Miller, but I that doesn't make sense to me. I understand like the thinking behind it, but
what are you getting back? Like seriously, what are you going to get for Donovan Solano for 55 game rental for a guy that's going to play?
He's 32
games for someone. Yeah,
I mean, he picked up.
I
mean,
any team could have had him.
Garden done this year and called Victor Rodriguez, and then that's how he got a job.
And hasn't played for a week, and any team could have had him.
He had a big single today off of Vargas in the ninth.
Oh inning. Yeah, it was huge. That hard throwing Vargas. That was huge. Let's discuss that further on the other side of this. What Bryce Miller wrote in the UT about the possibility of either Hassan Kim or Donovan Solano moving. He has quotes from both of them in the UT today. We do want to thank our title sponsor, Mark Nimitz, who's been so great to this channel. He's been with us for 3 years. We're about 3 years in, by the way. We're approaching a 3-year anniversary of the Wrap Up Show on YouTube. We're approaching a 5-season anniversary of the Wrap Up Show in general. So thank you guys for being here. And we can't do this without your support. We can't do it without the support of our title sponsor, Mark Nimitz, who is a great insurance agent. You can take that from us. I've got homeowners and life and earthquake insurance through Mark. He's a great insurance agent. He has saved my family a lot of money. He can save your family money as well. And if you ever need him, he's there for you. I mean, he's just there for you. If you have to file a claim, Mark's going to take care of everything. He's going to make it simple, easy, and he's going to save you time and money. So click the link in the description down below. Get free quotes online. Call Mark. He'll talk to you about the Padres. He'll give you some free quotes as well. He does auto. He does home, renters, life, condo, whatever you need. Mark is there for you. He's been with us since day one. He's a Padres fan for life, native San Diegan. And if you support the channel, support Mark Nimitz at Farmers Insurance.
All his information is in the ticker below there, as you see that across the screen. mnimitz at farmersagent.com. When you reach out to him, let him know that John and Jim from the Wrap Up Show sent you.
We'll get back to the super chats in a moment. You had just touched on this. Bryce Miller tonight or today in the UT. He's in DC. He quoted Hassan Kim. I'm going to paraphrase here. Kim, through an interpreter, was saying, listen, I've been tied to trades throughout my 4 years in San Diego. It's kind of part of the gig. And then Donovan Solano saying, it feels like we're infield heavy. I want to stay, but I understand that it's a business. So both fielded questions from Bryce Miller about the upcoming trade deadline. I think that for whatever reason, a lot of people have tied Hassan Kim to the trade market, which to me as a buyer, Jim, doesn't make a lot of sense. For like, if the Padres are buyers, why are you selling off a regular that is a contributor? Maybe not offensively the way you'd like, but absolutely defensively. And he plays every single day. Again, the Kim thing to me doesn't make a lot of sense, if any sense. The Solano thing, okay. If you told me there was a reason to do it, okay. I'm fine with it. But again, all things being equal, I'd probably hold on to both, even if I'm one heavy. I'd rather be one infielder heavy than one light.
Hassan Kim has taken a step back offensively compared to last year. Even though last year the end numbers weren't like great, he still put together for him a career year. And in July last year, or June and July, he was like freaking incredible last season. I don't understand why you would potentially trade him or even Donovan Solano, who frankly should be in there versus lefties most games. I'm sorry. Jake is just, I don't get it. Like, Jake went 0 for 3 versus lefties tonight. And the one time that Dave Martinez brought in a righty, Jake Cronenworth got a hit. Like, it's just, it's right in front of your face and you're not doing it. So, and to have
that ain't Schilt. I mean, that's organization. They've talked that through,
Well, then they're wrong. I mean, so
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if they are. I mean, it's either Jake Cronenworth is going to be a regular or he's going to be a platoon player. So someone somewhere said he's a regular.
Okay. Well, the numbers are the numbers. The numbers don't lie. And the numbers this year say he should be a platoon guy. Like,
that's fair.
Just straight up. And Donovan Solano should get more bats.
Yeah, that's fair.
And Donovan Solano is a valuable piece on that bench. You get rid of Donovan Solano, your bench will now be a combination of, when Tatis gets back as well, David Peralta, Tyler Wade, Campy, and maybe
whomever
Bryce
else.
Johnson or whoever else that they'll bring up from the infield. Like,
probably like Eggy Rosario eventually.
Eggy Rosario. I mean, really? Like, come on. Donovan Solano is a professional hitter. He puts together really good at bats. Majority of the time he's up there. He's hitting close to damn 300 this season, and that's not in a small sample size. I just don't make this thing difficult. Like, find a way to get him in, okay? And don't get rid of him.
I'm with you. I like what you're selling. I think you positioned it well. I agree with you. I do. Am I gonna put my foot down if they trade Donovan Solano? Probably not. Am I gonna kick and scream about it? No, probably not. But I agree with you. I would keep him, and I think he has value, and I think he absolutely can hit left-handed pitching. I know he can hit right-handed pitching. So, and I've seen him hit left and right-handed pitching. Jared, thank you. He says, okay, dollars. Bauer, Jared, Come on.
Not happening.
We respect your opinion. We've talked a lot about Bauer. It's not happening around baseball. Crochet, who can go to the pen, that's a possibility. You have Garcia. Where is he right now? Is he in Toronto? Yes. He's in Toronto. He's had a really good year out of their bullpen. That's his top. I'd be happy with those three. I mean, first of all, you'd be happy, truthfully, with Crochet. I mean, it's not like you need Crochet and someone else. And that's not happening, unfortunately. I say unfortunate. Trevor Bauer is not playing for the San Diego Padres in 2024. If I'm wrong, clip this. But Trevor Bauer is not playing for the San Diego Padres in 2024 because if he was going to, they would have already signed him based on their needs in the rotation. And it's not just the Padres that he's not going to play for. He's unlikely to play for any of the 30 major league teams in 2024. I don't think he plays in 2025, truthfully. So that's the deal with Bauer. Crochet, sure, it's a possibility. Like Jim said, maybe on the 1%, maybe 2%. And then bullpen pieces, yeah, they're going to add. They'll likely add. In fact, I'd be very surprised if they didn't add a high leverage bullpen piece.
Yeah, I agree.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think what else is.
So Xander Bogarts.
Xander, dude. Would you like to where do you want to go with it?
What, you want me to apologize for saying
I'm not
I
asking you to apologize. Listen, I don't have it queued up. I probably should have. You went hard maybe 2 wrap-up shows ago about what Xander's got to do, and he's got to hit for power, and he's in the middle of that order, and you got to drive in runs, and he makes $280 million, and that's 27 a year. He's got to. I'm like, he came back from a shoulder fracture 5 games ago, but okay.
So I'll change my tune. And I will say that as I said before he came back, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, which you're spot on. I can't wait. I'm a very impatient person. I want everything now. But I have to realize he's coming back from a major shoulder injury and his power might not be there right now. And he hasn't played fully in like 2 months. And now he's playing every single day and he's producing. He's getting on base every single day, multiple times. He has 14 hits since his return on that Friday versus Atlanta. He's 14 for 29. Yes, they're all singles, but truthfully, that's like really impressive. And I feel like hard to do is that you have 14 straight hits that are all singles. And that's what he's done. And he's done exactly what they needed from him, is to get on base and show that you're not going to go 0 for 4 every night. And he's getting multiple hits every single game. And hopefully the power does come back later in the season. You know, that would be great. But as of right now, he's giving this team exactly what you need. And he's getting on base. He's swinging a hot bat. And hopefully the power comes because, yes, he's coming off of this shoulder injury that maybe zapped his power a little bit. But still, what he's doing, I mean, this is a heater. He is on an absolute heater.
Oh, I would guess this is the second best run by any Padre over 29 ABs this year, behind like a Luis Ariz, who's had multiple 4-hit games over stretches. But 14 for 29 is not easily replicated, to your point. Like, that's doing work, even if it is, all singles. But the thing is about the power will come, and I agree. He's not only going to hit singles. Here's the thing. He never has had power here, ever.
It's true.
Now, he's had power for a middle infielder in his career. He's been I don't know what a gap-to-gap hitter with
that's what I'm at. I think that's what people would be totally cool with. I'm not saying he's got to hit 30 home runs. He's never been a 30 home run guy. He won't be a 30 home run guy, I think, ever in his career. But I think what people would like to see is the gap to gap, have a season where you have 35 or 40 doubles. But if you have 15 to 20 home runs, then that's totally cool. But if you have 35, 40 doubles, like, it's massive.
Well, I don't remember him hitting 19 home runs last year, but apparently he did.
Somehow he did.
Yeah, so there'll be enough power in there that honestly, I'd prefer it this way than to the alternative. The alternative being doesn't hit for average, but hits for power. What does that even look like with Xander Bogarts? He's never going to hit 38 home runs. So I don't need a 221 guy that runs into a ball every once in a while. I'd rather hit 289 like that's who he's been in his career and get on base. I mean, he shouldn't be Luis Ariz. They're different players. He's not being paid, or he's not going to be in the middle of the lineup to be Luis Ariz. Although to some extent, if someone told me for the last 58 games of the year he's going to be the National League hit king, great. I don't care. Awesome. That's amazing. That's a huge win. This guy was hitting 200 like 2 weeks ago. If he's going to hit 350 over the final 2 months of the season with no power, that's to me a massive win. I appreciate you changing your tune. I'm sure he does as well. What you said is right.
And I'm sure people will be like, "You're still an idiot." Like people can't change their mind on things. Like, give me a break.
No, it's fine. I mean, listen, I get everyone gets. If you talk about every day, you can't get this right. It's impossible. The Padres don't get it right.
No,
Organizationally, right. I mean, it's impossible to get everything right on this. And Xander's been good. Hopefully,
when you go 4 for 4 and you're on base 5 times,
that's a good day.
You gotta be like, okay, this is really good. This is pretty good.
I just can't wait for his next home run or double, just to like.
Well, it's coming soon because you posted that this morning on Instagram and TikTok about me saying I need to see some power out of him. I thought it was coming today because it always happens when you post something to me or I post something. It's like, oh, that player's gonna.
Well, it's like when I said Ohtani was the most overrated player ever. He was in the midst of like a 3-game stretch where he went like 9 innings, like 20 strikeouts, followed up by like a 9 RBI game and then an 8 RBI game.
It was like the greatest stretch.
It was like the most torrid week of like anyone. I mean, it was like he's great anyway, but he was beyond great that like 1 week, pitching and hitting. It was a joke. Jared, thanks, man. He says Bauer's mostly a joke. All right, we're with you. But a solid package just in case. Or pickup just in case. Yeah, it's not going to happen. But yeah, I'm with you. I get it.
You talk about rocking the boat earlier in the show.
Oh, there's some rocking boats.
You'll rock the shit out of that boat.
Hey, we're bringing in like what could you, that's about as ridiculous of a scenario as possible. Like you got good chemistry, clearly. So let's bring in Trevor Bauer, pitching in the Mexican League, who hasn't been in the big leagues like 4 years and was on a 300-game suspension.
Yeah,
no.
I mean, I don't know how the clubhouse would feel about it, but I know the fan base would riot.
I know how the clubhouse would feel about it, and they would not. Well, you know how I know how the clubhouse would feel about it? Because the clubhouse has significant others, and I don't know the particulars of the Bauer case. I don't. But sometimes perception is reality with your significant other. You think that's going to go over really well with players and their wives and their girlfriends? I'm telling you, it's not. I just know it's not. Keaton, thank you for the super chat. He says, how about Bryce Johnson for River Ryan with the Dodgers? So River Ryan was the Padres farmhand, part of the Matt Beatty acquisition like a year ago. I guess a throw-in piece. In his major league debut, he went 5 2/3 scoreless innings for the Dodgers.
Yeah, that one stings a little bit.
Good. I mean, we'll see if he's good.
Isn't it weird how just like
Giants.
Randomly these players pop up that make their major league debuts and you're like, holy shit, that guy's good. And like, wait, he was on the Padres at one point?
I know. Yeah. Like, how would you even know? I know. That's, again, if he goes on to be good and the Padres kind of threw him in to a Dodger deal, that's kind of weird. But I don't know. It's one start against the Giants who suck. Jared, thank you for the super. He says, but a solid package is incoming. Not for Bauer, you dolts. Okay. All right. Listen, he's not going to sit on his hands. Even when the team isn't good like last year, he didn't truly sit on his hands and made, 3 deals?
Yeah, he made a trade with 2 teams for 3 players, right?
2 teams, 3 players, yep. G-Man
Choi and Hill were one trade, and then Garrett Cooper was the other.
Right. I mean, he didn't do anything. It was praying. It was a wish and a prayer.
Yeah, well, when you come off the previous year, you trade for Juan Soto and like the biggest trade in franchise history, literally.
Yeah,
it's kind of underwhelming when the next year you get G-Man Choi and Rich Hill.
But if you think about 2019, did they do anything when they went in the tank?
They traded away players. I think they traded away. who they trade away in 2019? I know they traded away somebody.
Yeah, they were tanking by then. 2020, they made 9 acquisitions to the major league roster. Fake short year.
I have to look this up.
2021 was Adam Frazier, the big Adam Frazier acquisition. 2022 was Soto. 2023, we just told you they did nothing. Yeah, what happened in 2019?
Okay, hold on. When was the trade deadline?
I don't know, July 31st.
Oh man, they traded left-handed pitcher Brad Week to the Chicago Cubs for Carl Edwards Jr. They sent Garrett Richards to Lake Elsinore. They traded Jose Pirela to the Phillies for cash consideration. And
so nothing.
Yeah.
You're like amazed by what I don't even remember it.
Dude, some of these names, holy shit.
I know.
I'm looking at like their transactions. Yeah, that was it. They did nothing.
That team was so bad in the second half of the year. Remember, they went into the All-Star break winning 3 out of 4 at Dodger Stadium. They won 3 straight, and they were like around 500, and then the wheels completely fell off. Machado was terrible. Andy Green got fired. Barajas was managing the final week or something. The team was really bad. Oh, did Franmil get traded? Yeah.
That was earlier?
Yeah, but maybe before the deadline. They just kind of parted ways in July, maybe?
No, dude.
What's up,
that
Eric,
was
by the way?
That was not
2018?
That was 2018, I want to say.
Was it? I'm looking up his career transactions now.
Oh, was it?
No.
It was 2019?
It was 2019. He was on the Padres. He was on the Padres in 2019 for 99 games.
Oh, that
July
was the
31st, dude.
Why did I not show it?
Deal. I don't know. I'm looking at it. That was the freaking Taylor Trammell deal.
I'm looking at San Diego Padres transactions in 2019. They fired Andy Green. I'm looking at July 31st. They traded. Why is it not on the website here?
I don't know. That doesn't make sense. Well, this is the deal.
Literally not here.
This is the deal where the Indians sent Trevor Bauer to the Reds. And the Reds sent Taylor Trammell to the Padres, and the Reds sent a minor leaguer and Yasiel Puig to the Indians. What?
Well, their website is messed up because there's nothing here of Franmil Reyes getting traded at all.
Oh, who cares? Okay, let's get back to this conversation in a moment. We do want to remind our viewers about our friends over at Mova Globes. These things are really terrific. I got my Padres globe right here. I've got my Earth globe. What would you call this? Planet Earth, right? I'm saying that right? Like
it's Earth map.
You had this map globe?
It's the Earth map globe.
Okay, this is the Earth map globe. And then I've got the Padres globe. These are officially licensed. I mean, this isn't the officially licensed Earth, but this is officially licensed through Major League Baseball, the Padres globe. They have all 30 teams. This technology where these globes spin with artificial or natural light was developed right here, Cardiff by the Sea, North County, San Diego. If you use promo code PWS10, you're going to get 10% off your Mova Globes. Click the link in the description down below. These are amazing items. They really are. Your family's going to love them. You're going to love them. It's a great keepsake. It's a great desk item. It's great for the home office or work office. And they're just spectacular. You're going to love them. Your family's going to think they're super cool. My 5-year-old thinks it's terrific. I don't know what to say about them. You got to see them to believe them. The way they move and spin. They're spinning. No, look at this. Slowly. No cords, no batteries, no hands. Well, I'm using my hands. It's
spinning.
Right.
Like a slow spin, but it's like soothing.
Now, here's a good look at how they move. And again, maybe your significant other is a Red Sox fan. They got Red Sox. They got all 30 teams.
Yeah.
And then they got all these planets. I mean, all of them. Whatever planet you like.
Whatever. If you don't like Earth, you can buy Neptune or Pluto or something.
Yeah, like outer space. Let's look at outer space. I mean, they got them all. Yeah. Mars.
Mars.
I mean, Look at Mars. Beautiful.
I hear it's beautiful this time of the year.
Look at this. Let's watch Mars for a second. Look at this thing.
It's Mars, John. Whoa.
Wow. Mars doesn't look that thrilling to me.
Mm,
Not as a globe. I'm just saying as a planet. I have no desire to go there.
As a globe, it's amazing. A planet, it wouldn't be fun because you'd die quickly.
Why?
Well, John, one, the atmosphere is like not livable. Two,
What are you talking about? Not livable.
there's no life. Three,
Have you been there?
no food unless you plant potatoes from your shit.
What? Look at this. This is the Earth, Moon, Sun.
Yes.
So anyway, I mean, they're mesmerizing is what they are. Use promo code PWS10. Get 10% off. Pick up a Padres globe. Pick up a Sun globe. Pick up whatever, Saturn, Jupiter.
Do you think there's a good players on Mars to bring to the Padres?
What is it? I have a serious question. We can't get too derailed after last night. I have a serious question. What is the fascination with getting like imagery of Mars from oh, we need to get to Mars.
Okay.
Oh, we need to have a Mars rover. Why?
Here we go. So
No, you know what we need?
no,
We need like a trade deadline.
no. Here's the fascination, John. And it's a very simple explanation. All right. We want to know if there is life on other planets in our solar system.
And if there was a breaking, if I got a tweet tonight, they're like, "Yo, there's life on Uranus."
That'd be impossible.
There's life on Jupiter. There's dogs. There's tons of dogs in caves in Jupiter.
Would be literally impossible. It's a gas giant.
Okay, there's cats on the moon.
That'd be impossible.
Great, terrific. I mean, how does that impact my ability to watch Simone Biles this weekend? It's just not impactful. It doesn't impact us in any way.
Okay.
How many people have ever been on the moon? 28?
Less than that, probably.
Dude, I walked by 28 people going to the convenience store.
That's not the point, John. It's not the point. Here's the point. If somehow, and it's highly unlikely, if somehow NASA found out there was livable conditions on Mars,
I'm listening,
with life and a potentially breathable atmosphere and all that stuff, right? To support life, which it doesn't, but
yeah, but just I'll go down the path with you. Let's say that happens. Okay.
That happened. Say Mars all of a sudden turned into Earth
awesome.
2.0.
75 and sunny every day.
This planet is getting effed right now by so many things that the atmosphere is effed up. All of the it just.
So let me get this straight.
It gives the human race a planet for way down the line, or even right now, to be like,
Jim, people can't get on Delta. We can't get on Delta.
I'm just saying, dude. It's literally it would be life-changing for the planet Earth if all of a sudden, hypothetically speaking, Mars could support life.
Hear me out. Okay, I'll walk down this path for a moment. Let's say Mars. Exactly. Thank you, Rich. Let's say Mars. They found out tomorrow that behind Mars is like Mars 2. They never saw it. And that Mars 2 appears. And Mars 2 is identical to the Earth. It's perfect, man. Perfect climate. It got everything you need. It supports life. It got water. Shoot, there's 7-Elevens. I mean, everything you need. You can't get people from Earth to Mars, even if Mars is lovely and has the Fontainebleau. I mean, do you know how far that? What are we going to do? We're going to take 5 people and put them on Mars? We got
start a colony on Mars, and there you go.
Say that one more time.
Start a colony on Mars. Boom, how you doing?
I say just pick up a MOVA globe and pretend like you're on Mars.
Then we can have, who the Padres going to trade on Mars.
Do you think it would be a massive story? I'm being serious now. How big of a story would it be for the world if they're like, we found a new planet. It's, I don't know, 100 days away by spacecraft, and it's perfect. You got land, you got water, you got fish, you got, I don't know, cows.
Okay. So like it has life.
If that was the front page tomorrow of like the newspaper, I'd be like, it has no impact on my life. I wouldn't even read the story.
I'm going to tell you right now, John, straight up, honestly, if your scenario happened, okay, miracle, 100 days away, which is not possible, but let's just go with it. All right.
Great planet. It's amazing.
Great planet.
People already living there.
It would be the biggest story in the history of civilization. And it's not even close.
I don't know about that.
Not even close. It's not even
bigger than this
close.
NBA TV rights deal.
It's not even close.
It's bigger than the NFL going to an 18-game regular season.
It is not even close. It would be the number one story in the history of human civilization if we discovered,
if there's
or
a
NASA,
second Earth,
if they found and discovered a second Earth with
lots of
life
people
and lots of people on it.
Mm-hmm.
That would be the biggest news story in the history of the planet.
Would you prefer that happened or the Padres trade for Garrett Crochet?
I would prefer that the Padres would trade for Garrett Crochet.
Thank you. John, thank you for the super chat. He says Padres
but actually no, because that means they have to trade like Ethan Salas or DeVries, so probably not. I choose Earth 2.0.
Earth 2.0. John says the Padres could get another catcher and Jim sucks.
Thanks.
That's not nice. But they don't need another catcher, do they?
They have like prime like Mike Piazza behind there.
They have no issues at catcher right now. But thank
John,
you, John.
if as Michael in the chat says, he just brought this up. If Earth 2.0, if we discovered Earth 2.0 and they're like, we have this like kombucha 2.0 that will
my God, that'd be amazing.
Change your life.
But I just wouldn't I'm very practical and like realistic. If someone told me that in 9 years we can, we're going to build a community on Mars, and I don't care. 9 years. We talk about we don't even want to talk about the 2026 Padres. And 9 years is nothing away, and it has no impact on me.
Dude, tell me I'm wrong, chat. Would discovering another Earth 2.0 with like life on it and everything, would that not be the biggest story in the history of human civilization? Because I think it would be.
I think it's going to be on the front page for a day or two.
Dude, that's all people would be talking about forever. How can we discover life, and how can we make contact? Why do you think they send out like probes and satellites?
Why do that? But I'm saying, are we wasting? Are we wasting our time?
No. Now, there's two sides of the coin here. Maybe we don't want to find other life in the universe, because maybe if we do, it would be like one of those movie scenarios where they want to just kill us.
And let's say they didn't. Let's say they were very great. They were wonderful people.
Then, hey, how can we help each other out here? Like resources. I don't know, dude. Watch a movie one time. You'll understand.
JD Goucher says to find Martha the Martian.
Ever.
Again, I think it would be a big story.
Okay, good point here hold on. The cure for cancer would be a huge deal. It'd be a huge
that's the
deal.
thing. Again, I go back to what's more impactful for us. Like, if someone told me they cured cancer tomorrow, or we could be on Mars in 100 years, I don't care about.
Well, yeah, obviously, if you're picking, you want to choose to cure cancer. But like, I'm just saying, until that were to happen, we found
if
life.
If you tell me that these people cured cancer, if you tell me Earth 2.0 people are like, what? Your people are dying. I forgot we were actually doing a show right now.
We're like having a legitimate conversation, like a serious ass conversation about life on other planets.
That's what I'm saying. What are the odds that we find this other planet
curing
and
cancer?
Earth 2.0, they had cured cancer, and then they email us, here's the cure, and then all of a sudden we've cured cancer in the world. And that's what I'm saying. Let's just keep doing what we do, and let's do it well. Let's just keep doing what we're doing.
Okay.
Arthur, thank you. He says, say we're tied with another team for a wild card spot. Is head-to-head record the first tiebreaker? It is. No, it's head-to-head over run differential. So if you beat the Cubs 4 out of 7, it's head-to-head or whatever. The Diamondbacks 8 out of 13 or whatever. Last year, the Diamondbacks had the head-to-head. It wasn't a tie, but they had the head-to-head by 1 game.
Guys, I'm just high enough to follow this convo. Thanks, Mark. I like how a lot of people watch us when they're like super stoned. Probably because it's
it's 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
What?
Mars wrap-up show.
Like, I'm not kidding when I say this, Jim. Just hear me out, and I know this sounds like crazy. Okay. Just listen to me for 1 second. Everyone listen to me.
I'm listening.
I'm giving you two doors to walk through, Padres fans. This is so simple to me. This isn't even a question. One door is the Padres win a World Series at some point between now and a decade from now.
Okay.
The other door is Earth 2.0, and we find out about it in the next 200 days, and we can get there with a 3-day flight.
So like a spaceship? Like Star Trek?
I'm taking the World Series.
Well, yeah, no shit, Sherlock.
Because this other stuff is okay. So there's Earth 2.0. We're on Earth 1.0. What's so exciting about Earth 2.0? We're already living the dream. We're on
what
Earth.
If Earth 2.0 has the Padres on it, and they've already won 17 World Series?
That would be interesting,
right? What if the John and Jim wrap-up show on Earth 2.0 has like 10 million subscribers?
The World Series is more unlikely than Earth 2.0. Sad Friars taking World Series over Earth 2.0.
Well, yeah, yeah.
No, some people are taking Earth 2.0, but again, imagine you guys have spent your last 3 years watching us on YouTube, and now all of a sudden you're leaving this bandwagon to go jump on Earth 2.0. Like, come on, you've been Padres fans your whole lives. Let's finish this thing off. Is the way I look at it. Where were we?
I have no clue.
Oh, I know it. I know where we were. Real quick. I do want to. Forget about Earth 2.0. Play Underdog Fantasy. And if you use promo code PADSWRAP, PADSWRAP, you get a free special pick plus a 50% deposit match. What we learned last night, Jim, is you can win 1,000 times your money with the brand new Underdog streaks.
Pretty sure I hit on like a lot of my picks from last night.
What do you mean a lot?
I was just too scared to play.
What do you mean you were too scared to play?
I think I had like Jerson Profar having like a home run.
You did.
I had Bobby Witt Jr. having higher than 2 total bases. I think I had Machado having higher than 2 total bases.
Jim texted me tonight at 8 p.m. He's like, "Are you seeing what Bobby Witt is doing?" And I'm like, "I'm blocking your number."
Did you see what he did tonight, though? He had another 3 hits. I mean, it wasn't as good as Jackson Merrill's night, that's for sure. But
let's walk this through again, because you can win 1,000 times your money with Underdog streaks the road to greatness. So you do a pick 'em. You go 2 for 2 on a pick 'em, 2 for 2, which we've all done a million times. Me and you have done a million times. Once you've done that, you're on your way. If you, Jim loved it. If you hit 9 picks more in a row, higher or lowers, right? Manny Machado higher than a half total base. There's 1, right? The next one you hit. Then all of a sudden, you can win 1,000 times your money. $1 turns into 1,000. A $5 wager turns into $5,000. Like, that's the thing. Small play, huge winnings. Jim had something yesterday when you were like going 8 for 8, where it was like, what was it? $10 turns into like 17,000 or
$60
ridiculous.
$60 turned into 17,000.
Yeah, you should have played that and won.
I should have. Yeah, damn it.
UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code PodsWrap, 50% deposit match. Play Underdog Streaks going on right now. Get a free special pick. Remember to use promo code PodsWrap. That's PADSWRAP. This thing's going a bit off the rails here the last couple of
We
days.
spent a good chunk of that show talking about Earth 2.0. And they won tonight 12-3.
Right. No, it's a good point. So they play tomorrow at 9, which means we're not going to have a wrap-up show tomorrow night. We will have a wrap-up show Friday night, Padres, Orioles. But here's the thing with tomorrow. Well, actually, I'm not even on John and Jim, but you can listen to Jim. Here's the thing. But you'll have the recap and the sound, and we'll hear from Mike Schild.
Yeah.
I'm having gum surgery.
Ew, yucky.
That's what Kristen said. Should I be nervous?
Oh, yeah.
No, don't scare me. I mean, he's had a root canal and you scared me, and it was fine.
Gum surgery for explain to me what the surgery
I'm having gum recession.
Because your gums are, what is that?
It sucks. It's like the way you brush, or it's genetic, or I don't even know. I've been dealing with it for years, but you kind of manage it. Like, oh, your gums are a little, you've never gone to the dentist and be like, oh, your gums are receding.
No. Hold on, sir. Hold on.
Oh, you're going to look up like the recovery time?
Hold on. Gum recession.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go.
Everyone's saying ouch.
Yeah, you're fucked.
Now, there's two options. I'm having the lesser of the two. Like, sometimes they take like your gums from the palate of your mouth and then put them on like your gums, which I'm not having done.
What is gum recession surgery? It is a quick and relatively simple surgery in which a
thank you,
dentist removes healthy gum tissue from the roof of your mouth and uses it to build the gums back to where it has receded. Gum recession occurs when gum tissue wears away, exposing more of the tooth at the root.
And then you can lose your teeth.
Yeah.
What would the wrap-up show be if I didn't have teeth?
It would be like this, Don.
Yeah, exactly. That was good, dude.
It would have to tuck like this.
Well, look at this. Thank you, John. I appreciate you saying this. And thank you for the super. He says I've gone through that surgery. It's not bad. Eat lots of ice cream and shakes. But here's the thing. I'm not having where they take from my gums and put it on my gums. But the reason I say that is I need to be able to talk the next day. By Friday, I need to be able to do things. Not because of John and Jim and you, but I have stuff to do at San Diego State Friday morning. Here we go.
Recovery. A person can aid recovery by avoiding flossing or brushing at the treatment site, using a special mouthwash which controls plaque buildup, taking antibiotics to reduce the risk of infection and pain, avoiding strenuous exercise. Well, you do that all the time. Avoiding food that are hard to eat, eating soft, cool food, for example, ice cream, pasta, eggs, yogurt, and soft cheese. Avoid smoking. The pain and discomfort a person experiences will vary. If the dentist is using tissue from a tissue bank, for example, a person should feel minimal pain. They remove the tissue from the roof of the mouth. A person may feel extreme pain for days.
And I'm not doing that.
The healing process is often quick, taking 1 to 2 weeks for the mouth to heal fully, but may take longer. People can take over-the-counter pain pills. After the procedure, teeth may feel more sensitive than usual, particularly to hot and cold foods.
Here's the thing. I'm not having it done in my whole mouth. It's like one tooth, maybe two.
Most people can return to work the following day.
Perfect.
Here are some of the complications.
You want me to call in?
Bleeding gums.
319?
Yes. Swollen gums. Teeth feeling looser, sensitive teeth spaces appearing between the teeth, infection.
Look at this comment on the screen.
I know. We've gotten more people in here.
Tom says it's easy.
Do you brush your teeth?
No, I don't brush my teeth. That you solved it. But here's what I will say real quick on that point.
I bet John 2.0 on Earth 2.0 brushes his teeth and need gum surgery.
Hear me out for a second. I'm serious. The dentist the other day told me, he's like, hey, how do you brush it? It's like the gum specialist.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, how do you brush your teeth? I'm like, I don't know. I brush my teeth. Like they tell you this, I do that. I don't know. He's like, treat your gums like you're brushing a tomato with the same amount of pressure. By the way, we're giving out like knowledge right now. You're not expecting it, but think about it. I wasn't aware of that. So I think maybe in my lifetime, I've been pushing down too hard. I don't push hard, but I don't treat my gums like they're a tomato.
Do you floss?
I do daily at night. How do you brush? I'm serious.
I really need to get like an electric brush. I had an electric brush.
You don't use an electric brush?
I did use an electric brush, but I haven't used an electric brush in a little while because my electric brush broke.
You can get it for like $10-$20 at like Targets, like the low level version.
But I brush my teeth for like 2 or 3 minutes. I floss, and then I brush.
You have no issues with your teeth?
Oh no, I have issues.
That's a thing.
But recently I've been good because I go to the dentist every like 3 to 4 months for a cleaning. And yeah.
Can we get a dental sponsor?
No.
on
this show, yes.
This is why Mark subscribed.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So, all right, we're back tomorrow. John and Jim, 3 p.m. And by we, I mean Jim. And maybe I'll call in. Seriously, I'll let you know how I'm feeling.
Okay.
And then we're back Friday night on the wrap-up show. Please do subscribe. There'll be some Padres trade rumor and rumblings coming up in the days ahead.
I can't wait for them to trade for Garrett Crochet tomorrow while you're off.
Can you imagine that?
They won't happen.
What's the biggest thing that has happened when either of us have missed a show?
Great question.
I don't think there's been anything of like crazy. And there's been a lot of big San Diego sports stories over the years since we've been doing it, but we haven't had like, Manny Machado was like the Padres signed Manny Machado.
The biggest story that we've been on the air for was the Tatis suspension.
No. Soto deadline?
Yes, that happened. Will that happen while we were on the air? Or was it after?
I think it did. I don't know the answer to that.
It's just Jim and Jim tomorrow, Rich.
Oh, yeah. What about Fletch? Because Fletch is only doing 2 shows. Fletch could do another show.
I don't think he wants to do another show.
Right.
Were we on the air for the Soto deal?
I don't know. Yeah, the biggest break.
We were on the air for Dylan Cease.
That ain't bigger to your point of Tatis.
So yeah, Tatis is the biggest.
Yeah. What about? Are you gonna have Fadden on?
Who?
You have Darnay?
No, we
did a wrap-up show during the day.
Oh yeah.
What's our biggest ever wrap-up show? It's actually it was Game 4 of the National League Divisional Series against the Dodgers in terms of total views. I think is that right?
Yeah.
That's bigger than the NLCS.
Yeah.
So T. Kelly says, you guys have horrible memories. I forget.
Dude,
once the show ends, I kind of forget.
Yeah, here's the thing, dude. What we do, trust me, ask pretty much almost every radio host in the country. They'll be like, I have no idea what I said yesterday. Like, some have a really good memory and they know exactly what they say all the time.
That's not me.
But I guarantee you, if you ask a radio host what he said 2 weeks ago in like the third segment of hour 2, they have no clue.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I have more of a recollection if I'm calling a game of being like, oh yeah, remember like this guy hit a home run and then this guy responded by hitting a home. Like Schilte's got a really good, seriously here, Schilt's got a really good like recollection.
Call out everything. He'll be like, yeah, the third inning, you had this bunt single.
And honestly, that's kind of how I watch sports. Yeah. If I'm like calling a game, that's how I remember a game. Like I go back right now and be like, oh, remember that game where like Jordan Shackle hit the corner 3, but Colorado State came back from 26 down and that kid hit the 3 in the corner and got fouled. And then like,
I have a,
you know,
I have like a really good memory when it comes to like championships, like for teams for seasons since I was born, since like 1989.
Excuse me? You're saying like NBA, NHL, NFL, or
Not NHL, not
but
NHL, but like,
NFL, Major League Baseball, and NBA, champions since like the late 80s?
pretty much, yeah.
What do you mean pretty much? 92 baseball.
92 baseball.
3, 2, you're an idiot. It's the Blue Jays. I beat you.
So I just said it.
94 baseball.
94 baseball. They didn't have a World Series.
Oh, you idiot. Gosh, I thought I got you. Okay. 2000 NBA.
Lakers.
I don't know why I'm doing this with you. It's so dumb.
Erin does it all the time. She's like,
You're not exactly Hartman. Hartman is like
no, I'm not Hartman.
29, like Notre Dame schedule.
No, I can't do Hartman. But like from like when I was born on, I can pretty much do most. I have to think of like some I have to think about, but
most.
Ask me anything.
Okay.
Give me a year.
I'll give you one. How about NFL? Do I have to say the Super Bowl number?
No.
NFL 1989.
49ers.
I thought it was 1990.
Back to back. No. Wait.
No, they didn't.
They won
Giants.
back. No, okay. They won back to back in 88, 89, I think.
Did the Giants win?
Giants.
This is the dumbest. Like,
The Giants in 90.
I thought you were like Mr. Expert here.
I said almost, not every single one.
Almost. So you're not exactly. What's that character in the movie that like knows everything
or whatever?
Right.
No, I'm right. The Niners, they beat the Broncos in the 1990 Super Bowl, and then because that was the 89 season, and then the 1989 Super Bowl, the 49ers again, they beat. Yeah, that's right. They won back to back. That was the Bengals year when they won 2016. John Taylor with the catch.
You don't do NHL?
No, I don't do NHL.
Do you do any other party tricks?
No, that's my only one.
That's your only party trick?
Giants won in 91, I think.
Do you do?
Yeah, they won in 91 over the Bills.
You don't do national champions in college basketball or football?
No.
Okay.
Again, it's very simplistic. It's NFL, MLB, NBA.
I think with that, it might do it for the night.
Give me one more.
Okay, that's fine. 2024 MLB.
Dumbass.
Okay, I'll give you one more. 2024 Super Bowl.
Fuck you. Shit. I'm out. We're done. Peace out. Bye.